All right, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and this morning during my Sunday morning 9 a.m. Central, in this case, board game stream, going to be showing you some of the Omega virus. So this could be a little combo that I'm doing this morning as far as board game streams, because this is a game that's actually designed to be very quick to play because it has a timer. And I don't believe this is one that I've done an unboxing before. So what I'm going to do is do a combo, and I'm going to have a combination, which I normally do not do, of a unboxing video, a how to play video, and then actually showing you the game. So just a combo all in one. Let's experience the Omega virus. And of course, if you like what you see and you want to see more of these type of streams, be sure to follow me here on twitch.tv/Ismortah, or check me out on YouTube at Shadow Balance Games. Videos for both sites will be up in about a day. Let me get a swig of water, check the sound, and kick this baby off. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, sounds good. All right, so the Omega virus. Why am I doing this? The Omega virus is actually still one of my favorite board games because it's very novel, and I'll explain why here in a sec. And it was also probably one of my two favorite board games growing up, which would be Fireball Island and Omega virus. And honestly, both why they were my favorites is because they weren't like it back in the 80s, what a typical board game was. That's you have spaces you're moving on the board, and then you collect or get cards. You saw that with like the Game of Life, with Monopoly. Not saying those games aren't to a certain degree fun, but it's also things that, you know, since now we're in the golden age of board games, there's just more ways to add layers to the fun, to make a more complex onion and take out stuff that's not fun. Like the classic that I go to with Monopoly is once you start losing in the game, there's no way to win, yet you have to sit there and wait till you actually lose and go bankrupt, which is, you know, not a great experience. But yeah, Fireball Island, because I had a bunch of stuff you didn't normally see in board games, like, oh, a 3D board, and then you're rolling fireballs at each other. Holy shit. In this game, you have some other novelty stuff as well. You actually have miniatures. You have this UI that is not only explains the rules, but actually also encompasses the different departments of the space station. And then the biggest thing which you'll see is this is, like you see here, a actually talking electronic game. The game actually has software that it's audibly telling you what to do and taunting you as you're playing the game, which is really fucking cool. So that's why I thought this would be a great experience to share. It's like, hey, it's not just you're playing a quote board game, it's really like this experience on the space station trying to stop this virus. Yeah, and it's had a lot of things before its time. It's like, you could say overproduced, just get you immersed in the game, instead of just saying, hey, you're playing something thematic on a board. Yeah, so I'll show you what it's all about. So again, like, this could be a combination of unboxing and how to play and show you the game. Because the game, if you do it on the hardest difficulty for one player, you play it in 15 minutes. Only because you only have 15 minutes literally to stop it. You have a timer. So, well, cool. So yeah, here's Omega virus. It talks, it taunts, it must be terminated. And that's exactly how he talks, which is pretty cool. Destroy it now or Earth is doomed. Yeah, the game's 1 to 4 players. They recommend additional 5 minutes per player, with the base being 20-minute game. But on the 1-player game, it would be 20 minutes, 15, or 10. And I'm probably going to go 15, just because I've played the game before. But I've never done solo, so it'll be interesting how fast I can try to find what I need to win. All right, so, and you see this board, this game box, I mean, is a little worn only because this game came out, and it's a little faded also when you look at the side, because I had to send out, the sun was hitting it from the window. It came out a long time ago. I want to say late 80s, early 90s, thereabouts. So it is an older game. This would be a really fun game to bring back. Just because, like I said, it's a lot of stuff that this game introduced, or stuff that we are currently doing heavy in board games now, which is like miniatures, have a great UI, make an immersive experience. It was really ahead of its time. All right, so let me see if I can't show you the back of the box somehow. Well, shit. Let's see what I can do. Oh, look, this stuff's gonna turn upside down. So here's the back of the box. I'll just hold it for a little bit for you. You see it's kind of faded, kind of worn, because it's kind of old. All right, cool. So let's open this baby up. Show you what's inside. So this, while I'm opening, obviously I've played this game before, so it's not showing you how it looks when you first buy the game. It's what is in the game, okay? All right. So here we have the rule book, which I'm going to show you last, but obviously before we learn the rules and play, because it's really cool. It's like a fucking comic book. So fucking cool. So definitely circle back on that. All right, here's the game board. Pretty simple. Each quadrant of the station is a different color, and there's different rooms, as you see. And in the center is where you put the electronic speaker. All right. Here are the different sections. There's 4 of these. That is also where the player sits, and also allow you to see all the rules of the game. So see, rules-wise, this is basically how you play the game. That's it. You have a few different actions you can do, different ways how you win the game, different ways you can attack a player or the Omega virus. It's pretty simple, which is great because this is a timed game, and you don't want to be in analysis paralysis playing this game, because if you're thinking, then time's ticking. And the rules you see on both sides, and I'll show you why they did that here in a sec, because you actually use this not only as a way to always know what the rules are, but it's actually represents functionality of the station in the game. Sup Anachorus TV, yes, Omega Virus. Show everyone what this game is all about. So you don't get one of these. I just use this to open this guy up so I can put in batteries. So I just keep it in here just because I will need it. But this game, just so you were, does take batteries. It does not come with batteries. So, and you do need a screwdriver to open the plate in the back to put in batteries. So since I'm talking about it, I'll show you that first. Basically, this is what you're playing the majority of the game on. You're pressing buttons to do certain codes to let the computer know what room you're going into or what type of action you're taking. You're trying to collect all 3 of these items, which you can place on your miniature to win the game. Well, to have what you need to win the game, then you have to kill the Megavirus. I'll get more into that in a sec. And then you have cards you're collecting in order to access different rooms, which are stored here. Again, I'll show you more of the setup when we set up. But I will show you an in-close of the different cards and stuff, so you are aware. So there are 4 different rooms. There should be 4 different colors, cards. Yes. And these are just access cards, but they represent different type of storage at the station. You have is that blue? Blue access card, which are the disruptor banks. Yellow access card, which are the decoder stations. Green access card, which is supply depot. And I believe that's the first type of card you have in the game. Come on, dude, stop focusing on this. Come on, focus. There you go. And then red access card, which is the Negatron Labs. I'll get into more what they mean here in a sec. Just want to show you the components. Now I'll show you what each of the different items you're collecting look like. And then place on a miniature so you can see as well. So I believe this is the decoder. You know what? It's trying to focus on that image. So I wonder if I can force it. No. There we go. Decoder. Then you have the disruptor. It's like a little plasma phaser thing. And then you have one that looks like an antenna, which is the Negatron, right? Again, I'll get more into lore here in a sec. And so what's cool is they have these miniatures, 4 different colors: red, green, blue, yellow, of the player, as well as this droid you could also control when you collect it. Let me do a different color just so it's easier to see because of the shadows. So you see you have your player, kind of looks like a little space marine, then you have a droid. And what's cool is when you collect these items, they all snap into his backpack. So it's not like you're collecting a bunch of crap that's sitting on the table or on a player board, which you commonly see in board games today. It actually all fits on your piece, and then you're just moving the piece. So if you want to see where the players are at, all you have to do is look at the player. You don't have to look elsewhere, which is really cool. It's a UI boom. You could be like, oh man, the player's got 3, or oh no, the player's only got 2, sort of thing. That's really cool. And then the game itself has a way to, on that center piece, is where you can store all the stuff. And I'll show you that storage here when I start putting it together. Another fun factoid that you have in here is they have this piece below where you can store all your stuff besides these 2 to lock it in. And this has some really cool, fun lore here telling you what all the different things do on the pieces as far as the player, which have no mechanic in the game, just for fun. So you can see like it's got a phased array antenna, optical imaging sensors. The power pack has a Negatron decoder and power disruptor interfaces and computer. The droid has a laser blaster and a track drive locomotion system, etc. That's pretty cool. It's like the level of this like fandom that's like just for fun. Like it's not required for the game at all. It's pretty cool. Get into it. Then in the back here, you have the general assembly of how to put the game together, which also explains in the rules why they have a separate paper assembly out here. Maybe just because it's always in your face sort of thing, so you don't forget, you don't have to look for it. So that's kind of interesting. Like I said, like this game always has ways that stuff is in your face. You don't have to try to search for it in this. And a lot of times you have these games that have so many components, so many rules that you have these really huge rule books. And this is kind of like a learn to play. The fact that says, hey, this is how you set up. That's in your face rather than you open the box. But then if you want to learn more about the actual rules and shit, then you go to the rule book, which they make fun, like I said, because they make it like a comic book. Then you also have a score pad, which is really cool. Honestly, I forget about this every time I've played the game A History of Ever. What's cool about it is so the game is not a memory game. You can write down sectors you've searched and things you found. That way you can just keep a tally on what you're still missing, where you haven't checked yet. Because there's a lot of rooms. And the game's not going to tell you if you've already searched somewhere before. It'll just give you the same answer. So that's actually really cool. And I forget to play with this every fucking time. And this time when I play the game, I still won't use it. Just 'cause, like, but it's cool. So it's not a memory game because I'm not a fan of memory games. personally. And then another just fun factoid is, for some reason, probably because it's when I got this game, I had a bunch of Toys R Us coupons. A, is Toys R Us even still around? And B, it's like, look, this is valid through January 31st, 1994. Oh my god. It's talking about, hey, you can save $5 at any Nintendo Entertainment System cartridge. Oh shit. Just to show you how bad I actually hoard. There you go. So you can appreciate how bad the hoarding is. All right. Red, enter secret code. Exactly, and you'll hear more of that later. All right, so I mean, that's basically it. And then you also have 4 of these pieces that hold the stance in place, which I'll show you in a sec when I put together. And I mean, that's basically it. You're collecting these dudes, put it on your plastic, moving a droid and your player around, and you're collecting cards as well to get around as well. So let me put this together, set it up, and then I'll show you the rule book and we will play this game. Like I said, the game is short. It's timed. And it warns you. So it's like, playing the game is probably the shortest part of the stream, but the most fun. All right, so let me put this together. I'm not going to need all these cards. I just want to show you how it's set up, because it's always set up the same way. It's pretty neat. It's all basically on the centerpiece. Because when you play one player, it's just me trying to find shit. Whereas if you have other players playing as well, then it's everyone's trying to win, but at the same time, you want to be the one that actually does it. So you're going to fuck over people to steal it to make sure that you're the one who wins and not somebody else. So then it's like, okay, if you have no chance of winning, are you going to still let the world win? Or are you going to deliberately keep fucking with the person that has the best chance so everybody loses? That's what's cool about the game. People start panicking, and then you're like, is someone going to be, helpful or not? Okay. But no, this is a game that Mia and Nacros TV played when we were little. And like I said, it's probably, like I said, this and Fireball Island. Like, both I kind of like for different reasons, but like probably this game's my favorite. But Fireball Island is really cool too. Like, there's a new version of Fireball Island that they redid, Restoration Games, but even though it's cool because it's really the only dexterity game, because they really made it more into a dexterity game, I don't know, I kind of like the original better still, to be honest. Definitely, I think the new Fireball Island, though, is probably one of the best dexterity games out there, for sure. But that's kind of like the experience of the original better. Maybe in the future I'll do a stream showing you Fireball Island comparison, sort of thing. They're just same theme, but they're both just a little too different. The 2 different fireballs, I mean. All right. We're gonna need all the space. Let's go ahead and get all this shit out of here. Don't worry, I will show you the book, because that will show you how to play. Alexa, how do you play is not difficult at all. Oh my god, I cannot stress that. It's like as difficult it is just the core rules of like Magic, without knowing what any cards do. Just like, you tap mana, draw cards, play stuff, hit someone's life. There's not many steps at all. Alright, let's put this somewhere else. Don't worry, I'll arrange stuff here in a sec. So you see you have everything on the centerpiece. Let me go ahead and turn this on, actually. Make sure it works.
Enter skill.
Okay, it does. Cool. This will probably auto turn off here in a couple minutes, but it's just fine. As well, make sure the battery still works.
Enter skill.
There we go. See, it's got a little hole so that this stays in place so you don't knock it around. And that's something I see in a lot of board games now too. And that's why I'm a huge fan of using double punch boards. Is so when you have a piece, it fits in a slot, it doesn't move. Whereas like if you just had a dice somewhere, if someone actually does this, they're like, oh god, where was I? What was the number? You know, it's bad at usability. But yeah, this doesn't move. And there's a center place for everyone to grab it. Right. But regardless of how many players you play, it's always the same setup because you use the whole world the same. The only thing that changes is how many plastic miniatures are in play. Because there's not an AI for controlling other players. It's just because the megavirus itself will also try to attack you when you enter rooms. So you still get the experience of getting attacked. That's what I mean. And while I'm setting up again, so far I just showed it on unboxing, what's in the box. Now I'm showing you setup, how to play, and show you the actual game. And if you like what you see, be sure to follow here on twitch.tv/Ismortah, and leave comments on what you think and other future games you would like to see. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing a future stream of showing you the comparison between the Fireball Islands, and maybe even like, I don't know if you could do I don't think you can actually do a single player Fireball Island, the original, just because you're competing with other players. There isn't like you against the game. But definitely a comparison video. For sure. So with these plastic stands, they also have spaces that these cardboards can just slot in. And then they fold so that you could see rules, but then when a sector shuts down, it would fold and then it blocks so that you can't go in that sector anymore. It's sort of like reinforce the fact that it's shut down, but then you could still see the rules. And then you have this cool port where you could store all of your access cards. It's just like, it's a cool way to mix knowing how to do stuff in the game and visually be able to see what's happening instead of just remembering, oh, a sector shut down to actually show, oh, you're locked out, you know? It's cool. I like it. It's a twofer. I feel like there might be a way you can remake this game without using the software, which would probably make the game more affordable to make. But honestly, one of the things that makes the game so fun is the fact you're interacting with this computer that's fucking you over. So that's what I want to share with you. All right. So the reason why there's no bay for the access cards is because all of the players start with the green access card. But then you're trying to find all this other shit that's in here. That's cool is you have this little bay. That's kind of like where you put if you're inserting a card into a computer to store all your access cards. It's cool. It is the fun. And then all of your droids are placed here because it's something you collect. But what's cool is when you lose droids, whatever, or lose any of these pieces, you put it back. And when this folds, the droid actually holds it in place. So that's me, like, it's just a form, function, and immersion all like perfect harmony. It's so cool. Sorry. I nerd out about it. It's one of the best UI and games that I've ever played. So I am a fan. Now this, if I set up colors correctly, this should also match. I just noticed that like this isn't. I'm sure it's supposed to go, like blue matching the zone, blue, red, yellow, and then this would where green would be, but anyway, you get the gist. It's all sorted by color. So blue player, green. So before just camera, so it's easier to see, I think I'm gonna be the yellow player, This gets easier to see with lighting, shadows, and detail on the lighter color miniature. So I'll be yellow just for the stream. Cool, so that's basically the setup. So let me arrange this so you can see and I can get to it. I'll just... I think this is probably gonna work best. I'll arrange this, no worries. I just want it to fit on the table-ish. Second here. It's probably the best it's gonna get. But before I do that, let me back up and just show you the rules, which are here. Don't worry if you can't read it in detail, that's what I'll go over. So let me show you the rule book, and then I'll go through, like I said, all of the rules, everything you need to know how to play the game is right the fuck here. How to move, how to battle, how to enter different codes. That's basically the entire game. But what's really cool is this rule book. Let me get a swig of water right quick, and we will continue. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Exactly. All right, so what's really cool is to like, oh my God, I have to look through a fucking rule book. Yeah, but they make it really cool because they have this cool art, make it like a comic book. So you want to look at it. So here's the back. When you have, looks like when you're successful, you get out of there. Well, this looks like you get out of the station before it blows up. But like the whole point is supposed to stop it from blowing up. So that's kind of weird. It's cool art, but you know what I mean? It's like you're supposed to be stopping it, not escaping it. It's not like you're escaping the Death Star. But anyway. So I'll show you all different pages. I'm not going to necessarily read them all to you. We'll see. We'll see. Just because I know you can stop screen and do it at your leisure, but we'll see. Let me see how many pages it is. I won't read the rules to you verbatim, but I will read the comic book, sure. It's only like 5 pages. The date, 30 September 2051. The time, 6:20. The place, Battlesat 1. The military weapons satellite station built to protect Earth from comets and meteors. Senior systems scientist Robert Driscoll replaces a keyboard in the hull wall of the sunward docking bay. Suddenly, flea-sized robots swarm out of the hull and attack. I fucking hate fleas. What the? Stunned, Driscoll shakes off the tiny mechanical creatures and pries off the steel plate. They're building unmapped photosynaptic bubble memory arrays inside. Don't you hate it when that happens? Fucking photosynaptic bubble memory arrays. Oh no, the alarms. Life support systems shutting down. Security systems going berserk. Got to escape. The shuttle, my only chance. Oh, I see. That's why they escaped. They escaped because they're shutting down all life support because people are on there, and then they went in as space marines to take care of it. Got it. Okay. Back to the combat. Hot laser searing his back. He dives into Shuttle 7 just before the airlocks below. Everything is sucked into deep space. Boom. Disaster on Battlesat 1. Advanced strain, Class 8 Omega virus, extremely intelligent, self-replicating, highly anthropophobic, meaning hate of people. Maybe I'm anthropophobic. The Omega virus is taking control. Cool. All right. The damaged Shuttle 7 crash lands at Hauser Air Force Base. We've got to stop it. The Megavirus, if it gains control of the plasma weapons, we're doomed. Chief Gray, we're being hailed by Battlesat 1. Put it on the main viewer. It's like was this before Star Trek? Or was Star Trek? No, the first Star Trek was before this. I think they're taking from Star Trek. I am the entity you call Omega Virus. All humans within your primitive space station have been terminated. Their pitiful attempts to escape were quite amusing. Oh, fuck. I didn't realize how dark this got. Holy shit. Soon, I will gain control of the offensive plasma weapon system. I will then begin systematic bombardment of planet Earth. Any interference will be met by the full force of the laser defense array. Try and stop me. All human scum will be terminated. And you'll see later that's what he sounds like. The disaster of Battlesat 1 triggers a global power struggle. The termination of BSAT is multinational crew offers... The termination of BSAT 1's multinational crew offers an opportunity for one of the 4 superpowers to gain dominance over the others. So it's like you want to help, but you also want to be the one that gets credit. Control of the space station is of prime importance. It is a military prize sought by all. Frenzied meetings take place around the world. And so here are the 4 different colors. You're being one of these different factions. You have the North American Federation. We cannot let the other powers gain control. We must choose our greatest champion. The Euro National Defense. Then it is agreed. We shall send our mightiest hero to destroy the Megavirus and take control of the Battlesat for us. The Oceanic people. Oceanic people. Is this Avatar? The Oceanic Republic. We will send our greatest warrior. Earth will be saved, and the station will be ours. And then the Asiatic Alliance. Our commando must be the best to defeat the virus and the other republics. And then here you got what looks like a little dossier. It says confidential, top secret, your mission. You are a highly trained commando bound for the besieged Battlesat 1. Hidden within its 24 rooms is an insidious threat to planet Earth, the Omega Virus. You have 35 minutes or less to find and destroy it. Your objectives. And see, like I say, this is just a cool way. This is telling you what you need to do to win the game, but it's set up in this immersive way. This is your mission. It's so cool. Your objectives. Find the following antivirus devices, AVDs, hidden within Battlesat 1. 1 Negatron, 1 Disruptor, and 1 Decoder. 2. Use your secret code to locate the Omega Virus hidden within Battlesat 1. Then use your 3 AVDs to terminate it. Dangers. Hostile Omega Virus Class 8. Rival commandos and probes. Each commando is eager to claim Battlesat 1. Therefore, prepare for attacks from commandos and their probes. Your equipment, tech suit with power pack. 0500, 1 October 2051. The 4 commandos arrive at Hauser Air Force Base to undertake the most dangerous mission of their lives. You are one of those commandos. Enter your stealth needle ship and get ready to attack the Omega Virus. And so what's cool is, I'll just flip through this and then tell you how to play the game, is when you're going through all the different rules of this rule book, you just see really cool, then also art shots of the commandos doing different stuff in the game. It gives you actual shots of the components, so you know what they're referring to when they see like a blue access card and shit. And drawings. And I'm a fan of this, honestly, in any rule book. To actually visually show you what the fuck they're talking about, as well as explain what they're talking about. So with this talking about like the game board, I'll show you what the fuck they're talking about of the game board. Shots of the player, other stuff. Again, I'll go through the rules. I just want to show you the rule book, so in case you want to freeze frame, take a look. But it's got cool art throughout it, as well as pictures actually illustrating what the fuck they're talking about. I will talk about that funsy stuff for the right quick, though, while it's here. Is the Negatron is The negatron reverses the effects of the positronic time distortion sphere, otherwise known as PTDS. Experts speculate that the megavirus has protected its central processing by throwing it several seconds into the future by using a PTDS. The disruptor creates a man-sized breach in the ionic containment field, which protects the computer from unauthorized tampering. The decoder is a state-of-the-art bubble memory analyzer. It will locate the megavirus within the memory matrix, isolate it, and destroy it. So you need the negatron to basically have it in the same point in time, so we can do stuff to it. The disruptor makes a hole so you can get to the software, and then the decoder then goes in and destroys the virus. Here's a cool illustration of the different places you can shoot. So when you hear it say 0, 1, 2, or R that I enter, that's basically different points of the player that you're shooting at. Basically, if you get hit, shit happens to you. It's not like you have a health bar, but it's not like you can die either. You can't. But it just shows you like where you're blocking, which is cool. So I have played this game before many times, so I'm just going to wing it as far as rules. Basically, I'm sure I remember, but so I will just summarize, let you know how to play. All right. Let's see if I can't do a abbreviated version of the rules so we can get to it. Let me see how we're doing in time. 1 sec. 9:37. Yeah, in this game, I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes, so we're doing good. So like this will be an hour stream. So we are actually on target. Like I said, it's not like I'm guessing how long the game's going to take. It's timed. So if I set for 15 minutes, I only have 15 minutes to beat the game, period. So 15 minutes, it's not even... in 15 minutes, I'll lose the game. Yeah. So the game may only take 10 minutes. Okay. So basically, when you're playing the game, you use this to do everything. When you want to move to a certain room, you enter this, whatever code is there, so the computer knows where you are, and then the computer will tell you what happens when you went into that room. Do you find something? Does something attack you? Do you get teleported? That's basically all that can happen, or nothing. So whenever you go to certain rooms, this will tell you if it's a valid move, and then what happens in that room. And that's the same with wherever you go, including a yellow docking bay. But yellow docking bay, I think you just automatically... I'll have to look at the rules. I don't know if you can move and instantly move from somewhere else, which I think is how it works. But yeah, you're basically entering rooms where you go, something happens. If you go to a room with another player, then you have an option to engage with the room or the player. When you attack the player, you enter a code to attack. They would enter a code to defend. Obviously, you would hide it so someone can't see. Honestly, because your risk can be a tell, the house rule that I play is when someone enters a code and anytime for any reason, everyone else looks away. That way you have maximum opportunity to fake, because otherwise there could be tells on where you see someone's wrist mannerisms, or that way it's fair. And that's basically the game. If you collect a probe, it acts like another player that can search rooms and collect shit. I believe you can only attack other players though with a player. The probes don't attack, if I recall. I'll double check that. It does look like they have what looks like a laser, but I don't think they can attack. Maybe they can. I'll check. But yeah, so this can collect stuff as well. As you collect stuff, you put it on your dude. When you collect all 3, and you found the location of the virus, you can attempt to win the game. How you know where the virus is every time you enter a room, after it tells you what happens in the room, you then get a secret code. If the secret code, it says, matches the secret code you entered, then you know that's where the virus is. 100%. The virus never moves. So once you found the virus, you know exactly where it is. And the reason why it's secret code is so other players don't know that you know. But you know. Yeah, so once you have all three in the code, you can then attack the virus. When you attack the virus, you basically have to win a battle of attack. But if you hit it once, you win. But you could know where the virus is, you could have everything, and you can still fuck up because you don't successfully attack it. And then if someone destroys one of these items, you then still cannot attack the virus. You need to have all three. So that's the game in a nutshell. And when you're first playing the game, though, even though you can go to any quadrant, you can't access every room. You can only access rooms that you have an access card for. I don't know why I'm missing a green access card. That's kind of weird. Am I missing? Oh, here it is. So to get access to the other types of rooms, you need to get the correct access card. And again, as a tell, only certain types of rooms would have certain types of weapons. It's not the sector, it's the room. So if you're missing a disruptor, you have to look in blue rooms to find one. Whereas green rooms is where you can just find supplies. So like a droid, for example. If you attack another player, a random bad thing would happen to him if you hit. So when you attack another player, it's not one-on-one combat. It's you trying to gank. You shoot at them, and they tell you if they block successfully. If you hit another player, something bad randomly will happen. So either be they get teleported somewhere else, which would fuck up the strategy most likely because they were trying to move somewhere of interest, or they randomly lose something. Like they'll lose an access card, or they'll lose one of their weapons will get destroyed. They have to re-find it. If your droid gets destroyed, I think it's destroyed for the rest of the game, if I recall. You only have one chance to get a droid and one chance to keep it alive, if I recall. I know you can attack probe droids. I just don't recall if probe droids can actually attack other players. That's the one thing I do not remember. But I'll try to find it here right quick. Otherwise, that's the game. I'll run through the main how to play here again, but I don't believe the probes can attack. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they can. It's not... I don't see it stipulated here on the rules. Let me try to find it right quick. And I'll go through, again, basic, how to move and enter shit. Then we'll get going. No, it says right here, probes can attack other probes and commandos only in rooms. Whereas players can attack players in rooms or spaces. So I don't think I ever knew that before. I mean, I probably knew because it wouldn't allow me to take that action, or I would just try and desperately find stuff. But so, droids, probes, I should say, can attack anything as long as it's in a room with them. But they can't attack stuff on a space that's not a room. Only players can do that. So that is good to know. All right. And again, when you hear secret codes, if you ever hear your code, you know that's where the virus is. Now, one of the things I don't remember in this game is, let's say theoretically the virus is in room 201. If I go to that room, it'll tell me the secret code matching my secret code, which is true. What I do not remember is if another player goes to this room. Oh, you know what? That's what will happen. Because if they say a secret code, it's matching that player. So if my code was 111, they'll say the secret code that this player entered to let them know that that's where the virus is. So just because I hear my secret code in other players' turns doesn't mean that's where the virus is at all. Because every player, when they go into the same room, will hear a different access code that matches their secret code to let them know that the virus is there. There you go. Answer my own question. Cool. All right, so again, this takes batteries. What types of batteries does this take? Does it say here? Does it not say in the rulebook what type of batteries it takes? It must just be on the back of the box. Or maybe it's in that quick setup guide, probably. Okay, anyway. So, to begin the game, on turns it on. Again, if you accidentally leave this on, after a couple minutes, it'll shut down. After 2 or 3 minutes. You can press the R button to have the computer repeat wherever the fuck it said. If you didn't hear what it said, you can press R to repeat. Skill level, they have a chart when you're entering. So I'll just let you see that. So I'm playing one player. I want to do 15 minutes, so I'm going to be pressing 1 when I enter the skill. And then my secret code, I'll just do it simple since I'm the only player and I'm all about 1111. So I'll do 111 most likely. Cool. But yeah, if you ever forget something that was said, you can always press R to repeat. Okay, so that's basically the game. The last thing I'm going to check right quick before we get started, because like I said, I've played this game many times, but the last time I played this game was a few years ago, is if you move to a space that's a docking bay, can you then just immediately treat that as space to another docking bay for one move? Or... that's what I don't recall. So let me check. Okay, here we go. Oh, I see. So if I use a docking bay, I can end my move in a docking bay, and then I can teleport then to any other docking bay, but when I do so, that ends my turn. So it's kind of like you're using the docking bay like a room. It's either you're searching a room, or you're going to docking bay to shuttle somewhere else. Okay, cool. I think that's everything I need to know. All right. And again, if there's any certain page you want to see, when I held it up to the screen, you should be able to read those potentially as well. You should be able to also find this, I believe, also as a PDF online too. Because I believe back in the day I looked this up for Fireball Island and Omega Virus. But you can also ask me in the comments. All right, let me get another swig of water, then we'll attack the Omega Virus. Again, I'm doing the 15-minute game, so max the game's gonna take 15 minutes. If 15 minutes transpire, I die and everybody else on Earth. So let's try not to let that happen. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to be yellow. So I'll be playing here. Let me fix the game board so you can see. Sorry for the shaking. Sorry. Let me see if I can't raise this a little bit. It's like, so you can see more shit. Well, you want to see more of the game board. Maybe that was fine. Yeah, maybe so. You're locked in it. Let me... that spotlight's a little annoying. See if this is any better. Now I have spotlight there. One sec. There you go. I was like, wait a minute, it says it's morning, should have enough window light as well. Okay, that's good enough. Great, cool. Cool. Let me just have this so you can see it low enough so you can see the cards. Awesome. Okay, so I'll let you know again, basic movements. I'll just let you know what's on this sheet. And that's basically what you need to know to play the game. Nuances of rules and examples of show what the fuck they're talking about, you get to see in the rulebook. But everything you need to know is on this slab. So movement, the commando can move up to 3 spaces on a turn. The probe moves from one room or docking bay to any other connector room or docking bay. It moves to rooms whereas players move spaces. Teleporting to another sector, commando or probe may enter any docking bay, press O for pass, then move to any other docking bay and stay there until your next move. But of course, you can only do that if you're in range of the docking bay. Access cards are put here. Use cards to enter matching colored rooms. Access is denied unless you have a matching access card to enter a room. And again, the access cards are used to access the room, not the sector. If a sector is shut down, you can't enter that sector for the rest of the game. But the cards enter certain rooms, not sectors. To attack, you secretly entered at 0, 1, 2, or R. To defend, you energize as many shields as the computer lets you do, which could be 0, 1, 2, or R. To battle the virus, with all 3 antivirus devices, enter and explore the virus room. The virus challenges you. Quickly and secretly enter 0, 1, 2, or R to destroy it. If you miss, stay there and try again next turn. Good luck. And then if I want to attack a player, there are distinct codes that it has here in front of you to show you, oh, if I want to attack the red commando or the blue probe droid, for example. It's basically like you're entering a room code, but instead of attacking a room, you go into a room, you're attacking a player. But again, you can only do that if they're within range, you're on the same space. But it's entered the same way. It just entered as a code, so the computer knows what you're doing. Cool. Let's get the Omega virus.
Enter skill. 1. Red, enter secret code. Yellow, enter secret code. Green, enter secret code. Blue, enter secret code.
Your code is 2 numbers, not 3, because 3 numbers represent rooms and interactions.
Red, enter secret code.
What I didn't read is how do you set the number layers? Haha. I thought, oh, maybe you press pass. Maybe that's what it was. 1 sec.
Green, enter secret code.
Oh, press the R button.
Blue, enter secret code.
15 minutes until I take over.
Yellow furry, do something.
Isn't this cool? Okay. So I need shit. So let's just go to the closest room. So let's do 202.
Which room? 202. Access denied.
Yellow,
Oh.
help me.
Duh. Because I don't have access to a blue room. So I need to go green rooms first to try to find cards to go into the other rooms. So that's what not to do. So I can't go there.
Furry, we are running out of time.
Okay, so let's go 210.
Which room? 210. Probe found.
Cool.
Code 22.
Yellow probe, help me do something.
And notice it said 22, so I know the virus isn't there. Okay, so the probe is going to go to here.
Which room? 200. Security breach. Security breach at 200. Yellow probe energized. 1 shield. Yellow probe destroyed. Code 2.
Yellow, help me. We are running out of time.
All right, we'll try this room.
Enter room code.
2-1. 2 probe found. Code 1-2.
Yellow probe, hurry.
Okay, well, running out of options. Let's go to this room.
Enter room code.
0-0-0. Blue access card found. Code 1-2.
Yellow, help me do something.
I'm too far away, but I'll get closer.
Yellow, help me.
Yeah.
Yellow probe, hurry.
So I press 0 to pass, meaning like there's nothing I can do on my turn. Which you would also do if I was teleporting. Okay, so yellow probe, I have blue rooms, so I'll go here. So you press any button.
Yellow probe, help me.
Which room? 0-0-2. Disruptor found. Code 2-2. Help me! Help me!
Yellow, hurry.
And also what's annoying is you can't enter any codes if the computer's talking. So when we get further in the game, the computer's going to talk more and more just to fuck you over that you can't enter codes.
We are running
Which is
out
fun.
of time.
You said yellow probe, what do you say?
Disruptor found. Code 2-2.
Okay,
Yellow, hurry.
yellow's me. All right. I found the disruptor, so I don't need blue anymore, but I still need other cards. So I'm gonna try to teleport somewhere else. Let me get rid of these players just so
Yellow,
it's
help
not
me.
distracting. So we're going to pass and teleport.
Yellow probe,
Over here.
help me.
Okay, so I need to look at the green rooms, so let's go here.
Enter room code.
0-1-0. Red access card found. Code 0-1.
Yellow, hurry.
And see, this is why it's also good, honestly, to use that pad where you've looked, because I haven't looked in every room in each quadrant, and you might forget which rooms you haven't looked for the Omega virus. You don't need to remember you don't need to remember rooms as far as where you got items, because you can always get items matching its color. Probes are in green, but it's like you need to know, have I looked in all these rooms for the Omega virus?
10 minutes until I take over.
Yellow, help me.
Help me! Help me!
Okay. In hindsight, this may not have been the best room because there's no reds here, but I saw the search for the virus and cards.
Enter room code.
1-2-2. Yellow teleported to red docking bay. Code 0-0.
Yellow probe, hurry. We are running out of time.
Okay. Let's go to red.
Enter room code.
0-2-1. Yellow access
Cool.
card.
Now I can go everywhere.
Found. Code 0-2. You fool. Blue sector shut down.
Yellow, help me.
So now this guy gets to teleport somewhere else, so I might as well teleport him here, because this is shut down. That's how you do it. Let me repeat what the fuck you...
Fool.
What'd you say?
Yellow, help me.
Okay.
We are running out of
Yeah,
time.
no shit. No shit, Sheriff.
Try and stop me.
Enter room code.
0-1-2. Nothing here. Code 0-1.
Yellow probe, hurry.
Help me! Help me! You fool!
Enter
And so you just have to press any button to let it know you want to do something, and then you can press the code.
One.
So you know.
1, 2, decoder found.
Cool.
Code 0, 2.
Yellow furry, we are running out of time.
There's no reds here, but I can still search other rooms to see if he's here. Which I think that's what I'll do just to see if he's here. So we'll go.
Which room? 0, 1, 1, nothing here. Code 0, 0,
Nope.
full.
Yellow furry.
So you can only go to rooms. I need the red, so let's go ahead and go to the docking bay.
Yellow furry.
Help me, you human scum.
Let's try searching this room.
Enter room code.
0, 1, 0, nothing here. Code 2, 0.
Nope.
Yellow probe, help me.
Try and stop me.
Enter room code.
2, 0, 1, Negatron found.
Cool.
Code 1, 2.
Yellow furry.
All right, so I have everything I need. Now I just need to find the virus. What rooms have I not checked? That's when like, oh shit, where have I looked? Let's try. I don't know if. Well, see what happens.
Yellow probe destroyed. You humans.
Okay.
Yellow, help me.
It's going to shit. Okay, now it's even harder. Let's try looking here. I don't think I've looked here yet.
Enter room code.
And like I said, if you don't want it to be a memory game, use that score pad because you keep track of what rooms you've checked.
0, 0, 2, nothing here.
Which I recommend.
Code 0, 2.
Yellow furry.
The other thing too is when sectors shut down, it also narrows down where it could be too. So that's also true. Well shit. I really don't think he's here. The fact he teleported me, I think he's here somewhere. Honestly.
Green sector.
Okay. Or not.
Yellow, help me.
Help me, help me.
Okay. I don't think I've checked blue in this room. I don't think. Actually, I don't think I checked here. Let's check here.
Enter room code.
0, 0, 0, nothing here. Code 0, 0.
Yellow furry.
I'm trying. I'm not in range, so I might as well just go to a room. This could be a room I've checked before. Shit.
5 minutes until I
Shit.
take over. Help me, help me.
Yellow furry, we are running out of time.
Yeah, no shit.
Try and
Shut
stop
up.
me.
Stop.
Help me.
This is what I'm talking about. Right when there's less time, it gives you less windows to enter a
Enter
command.
room code.
2, 1.
But then you also have less
2,
places to look.
Nothing here. Code 1, 2.
Nope.
Yellow, help me.
Help me, help me.
Enter room code.
2, 1, 1, nothing here. Code 2, 2.
Yellow, help me.
Try and stop me. You human scum.
Yellow, help me. We are running out of time.
Yeah, no shit.
Enter room code.
2, 0, 1, nothing here. Code 2, 2.
Oh yeah, I looked at that room before. Shit, that's what I'm talking about.
Yellow furry. Enter room code.
2, 0, 0, nothing here.
Shit.
Code
And if you find it
0. You
when you have
human
everything,
scum.
it'll tell you
Yellow furry.
because then it knows you can attack it. Okay.
Enter room code.
2, 0, 2, nothing here.
Shit.
Code 0, 1, full.
Yellow, help me.
I think I've searched all these rooms. I don't think it's in yellow. I don't.
Yellow, help me.
Which room? 0, 1, 2, nothing here.
Jesus.
Code 0, 2.
Yellow, help me.
Try and stop me. Fool.
Enter room
I'm really starting to feel the panic here.
0, 1, 1, nothing here. Code
Shit.
1, 2.
Yellow furry.
Try and stop me.
Enter room code.
0, 1, 0, nothing here. Code 0, 1. 3 minutes until I take over. Yellow sector.
Well, at least I guessed correctly. I knew it wasn't yellow, because I think I looked everywhere.
Yellow, help me.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Enter room code.
0, 0, 1. You found me. Try and stop me. Wrong. Yellow must be destroyed.
Yellow, help me.
Find him. I gotta get him. I gotta kill him in 2 minutes.
Enter room code.
0, 0, 1. You found me. Try and stop me. Wrong.
Yellow, help me.
Try and stop me. Help me. Help me. Which room? 0, 0, 1. You found me. Try and stop me.
Yeah.
You human scum. You win. I am terminated.
God damn, I swear to God, I probably had like a minute and a half left. It's like, oh shit. I just love how it crescendos at the end, how sectors shut down, stuff starts blowing up. You feel like the whole space station is getting destroyed. And what's cool is it narrows down where it could be. But if you don't already have all the weapons you need, then you're also fucked. But I think when you can't get any more weapons and you have them all, I think it doesn't destroy the weapons. I haven't tested that, but so like you just want to really make sure you have all the weapons so that when it narrows down, you have less place to look. That's why I've never really had to do that score pad for that same reason, because this kind of narrows down the search. But fuck, man, that was a nail biter at the end there. I was like, oh shit, which room? And this, I searched literally every single room. I may have repeated once or twice. And then you see that's how it starts getting fucked over, is when players start taking longer turns or doing their turn, and then you can attack each other to screw each other over. You really start feeling the panic. Well, it was a lot of fun. This is the game in a nutshell. This is actually the only game I've seen that actually uses this audio that's not, using like a computer interface, which a lot of games use, like for example, like The Scent. But no, this game's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. This is a game I hope actually they re-put out, just because I feel like it would do well, because it's unique and it's very immersive and does a lot of things right for me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, you can catch me here on twitch.tv/Ismortah, as well as on YouTube at Shadow Balance Games. Again, this is Ismortah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.